Well, hi folks. As you can see, we're getting more stuff out of the garden. This is pretty remarkable this year considering just how much rain and miserable weather we've had. Like I said a few weeks ago, we had 27 inches of rain, and then the week after that we had 10 inches, and I'd say this week we've had probably 3 to 4 inches. So it's much wetter than it should be, and because of that I'm surprised the garden's able to produce. I have to go wear my boots to go into the garden. There's so much mud, but I'm trying to salvage what I can. As you can see with these tomatoes, they started a couple weeks ago slowly, and there's still a lot to go. But what I'm doing is, as soon as they start to blush, I'm pulling them off the vine and letting them dry on a picnic table, or letting them ripen on a picnic table out of the sun. I'm just worried about bugs. I'm worried about them rotting on the vine and things like that. So anything that looks healthy and has started to turn, I know it will turn fully red. So hopefully we'll start either the spaghetti sauce or the tomato juice by next week. Plus we are eating them raw with meals, of course. We've also had some of the early corn. This was from actually the second planting of the season. The first planting we've already eaten and processed some. This is called Temptation. It's a bicolored sugar enhanced variety. It's not bad. This was the planting I did on Memorial Day weekend, and so it's coming in. I still have a third planting of this that isn't ripe yet, that's looking good. And then also the corn that I planted further up in the field, the Honey Select, is just about ready, but it might be another few days to a week. Also in here, the slicing cucumbers. I've been picking from these for a couple weeks now. I'm getting them. I am on the tail end of the pickling cucumbers. I already did a series on that, but with all the rain, both sets of vines, the slicing cucumbers and the pickling cucumber vines, are starting to turn yellow. With this much water, it just depletes the plants of nitrogen and other nutrients, so I'm coming to the end of the pickles because of that. And then also in here, I'm still getting yellow summer squash. They're holding their own pretty well, and we're doing okay with them. So that's a variety that's coming. I need to get back out in the garden shortly here and start picking some green beans. I've picked once already, and we have frozen, I don't know, 5 or 6 quarts of them so far, but there's more to go with them. But this weather is just absolutely miserable to work. The mosquitoes are like swarms of plague locusts. I mean, even in the sunshine, even when the sun is out in the afternoon here where I was just picking, I'm still getting attacked by mosquitoes in the sunlight, and that's unusual, obviously, at least for our area. And the humidity here is still, we've had no break in the humidity really in 3 weeks. And this week, even though the temperatures aren't quite as hot, today it was, I would say lower 80s, upper 70s, but the humidity is still in the tropical range according to the weather forecast. It's like dew points of 70 degrees and above. So it doesn't take much to break a sweat. You can just stand outside. I mean, my shirt is, from doing the picking that I did here this time I spent in the garden, my shirt's soaked with sweat just from doing this much. So I've just got to battle it out if I want to get more stuff out of the garden. But I've never seen a summer like this with so much rain, so much moisture, so much humidity. Hopefully the rest of August will dry out a little bit. I still have a lot of corn to go. I still have a lot of tomatoes to go. Some of the winter squash isn't ready yet, obviously. Haven't gone anywhere near the potato plants yet. Those I probably won't dig up until we get closer to September, just because it's just too muddy to do anything. And they can stay in the ground for a while. They won't rot, so hopefully they won't. And then I've got more sweet corn to come later too. So we'll see how it goes. Garden stuff is still doing as best you can expect. Some of the fruit trees look like there's some mold on them just because of the dampness. I'll see what I get with apples or peaches or pears. And the wild grapes will be coming in the end of this month, if not the beginning of September. So we'll see how that goes. So that's the update. That's the latest from the garden. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.